The beginning is a very delicate time.
But who cares about that? Let's talk about Doom. There's a reason first-person shooters are such a big genre today. If you think of video games, you'll probably think of games like Mario, Zelda, Call of Duty, and Doom. Technically, Wolfenstein 3D jump-started the genre, but Doom defined it. Production of the game began with two Johns, John Carmack and John Romero, and the other guys at id Software playing Dungeons & Dragons. The guys decided to make their next game after Wolfenstein 3D be based off of their D&D sessions. Tom Hall, one of the guys at id, made the Doom Bible, which was going to be used for the story, but the technology, though revolutionary at the time, wasn't able to handle things like multiple members in your party or cutscenes. Tom Hall later made his own game, Rise of the Triad, based off of his original concept for the Doom Bible. Other than that, production went along well, and the game released on December 10th, 1993. But is the game really all it's cracked up to be? Well, let's see. Well, here we are, in a room with a pistol. There's this little dude at the bottom of the screen. Can't look up, but you can look everywhere else. The music is pretty good. I can understand why people in 1993 would play the game looking like this. I don't see much reason for people nowadays to love this game that much, though.
Whoa, okay, I get it now!
This game is crazy. I thought the appeal was just demons and heavy metal and stuff, but the combination of crazy smooth controls, incredible level design, and perfectly balanced difficulty makes this game a joy to play. The first level alone introduces most of the important mechanics, from switches to secrets to the weapons showing up after new enemies are introduced. All of the weapons are great for different enemies, with the shotgun being great for imps and small groups of pinkies, while the chain gun is great for large groups of enemies. The only weapon that becomes obsolete after a while is the pistol. But you might say,
The fists are made obsolete by the chainsaw. Ho ho ho!
which I say no to. Did you forget about the Berserk? This is one of the few power-ups in the game, and it's pretty awesome. It upgrades melee damage, which can be very useful. Alright, the game has 4 episodes, but I'm not playing the 4th one because it's technically an expansion that came out after Doom 2 did, so I don't know, maybe in a different video I'll cover it. Episode 1 is a fairly simple introduction to basic mechanics like keycards and switches. The game never tells you directly how to do anything other than how to move and shoot. The game simply lets you figure things out for yourself. The first encounter with a new enemy is harder than the later ones, because you can usually find a new, more powerful weapon not long after meeting the new enemy. The variety of enemies is pretty big, with none of them feeling like direct upgrades to other ones, other than the shotgun guy, who's a direct upgrade of the zombie man. The imp is more powerful than the zombie man, but has a slower projectile that's easier to dodge. The Cacodemon is more powerful than the imp, but it is a bigger target. The Barons are like mini-bosses, who are pretty tough. The first encounter with them is at the end of episode 1, and you get a mini story dump after killing them. It mostly just tells you that the demons are fighting you on Mars. Episode 2 is mostly more of the same, with a few new enemies like the Lost Souls, which are like the Pinkies with smaller hitboxes and are less powerful. The Cacodemons are also introduced here. At the end of episode 2, you fight the Cyber Demon, which I really wish didn't become a recurring enemy in Doom 2, but we'll get to that later. This fight is really fun, and it's genuinely difficult. You have to use the rocket launcher against a tall man with goat legs. It's awesome. It's a shame that this wasn't the final boss. Episode 3 again is more of the same. There aren't many standout levels, and the final boss is just a big spider with hit-scanning chain guns, which just feels more like a zombie man that's bigger and stronger, as both use hit-scanning attacks with the spider mastermind just shooting faster. It's fun, I guess. You can kill it really quick just using the BFG. Oh yeah, the BFG, I almost forgot to mention it. It's big, it's gun. Pretty cool. After killing the spider mastermind, you get the story dump about the
Demons invading Earth!
Then you get this cutscene with this poor dead rabbit. Unless you're playing on the Steam version. Please, Nerve Software, put it back. Well, that's Doom. It's really cool, and you should go play it. But we're not done yet. Doom 2 came out 11 months later, and this game loves trolling you. It's pretty cool. Some say it's just an expansion with more trolls. Ha ha ha. No. You're wrong. This is Doom 2, come on. Now what's added? 8 new enemies and 1 new weapon. That doesn't seem like a lot at first, and some of it is sort of not needed, like the Chain Gunners and Hell Knights, which are just direct upgrades and debuffs to existing enemies. The Arachnotrons are also a kind of weird inclusion, because they're a complete debuff of the Spider Masterminds, and they seem to only be added because of the Mancubus, which are debuffs of the Cyber Demons. Then there are the Archviles, who really suck. They can resurrect dead demons and have an absolutely devastating hit scanning attack. Oh shoot, I forgot to explain hit scanning. Hit scanning is pretty much just when you or an enemy pulls the trigger, the game detects the path of the projectile and decreases the health of the recipient. Now, the other famous new enemy, the Revenant, which is a skeleton with a vest. Oh yeah, the Cacodemons with arms are also here. And yeah, they suck. They shoot lost souls instead of fireballs, which is just annoying as fuck. I was gonna say fudge, calm down, this isn't a big deal. Now, the level design. It's pretty good, but it can feel like it's going on forever, as these levels are huge, especially the city levels. The best levels are probably the Pit and the Icon of Sin. The first level is pretty similar to the first level of the first game, except you can find the chainsaw just by going backwards, which is sorta crazy. Second level is when it gets really crazy. You get the Super Shotgun, which is crazy overpowered. It's like the basic shotgun, but way more powerful. After a while, you get to Tricks and Traps, which is filled with trolls and maybe one of the worst levels in any Doom game. There are some fun parts, like this room full of Cacodemons coming out of the walls, but you're not supposed to go here. It's a trap. Shoot. You also find a room with a ton of Barons of Hell fighting a Cyber Demon, which looks pretty cool, but why is the Cyber Demon here? They were actually intimidating in the first game, but now they're always beside an invincibility orb, which were in the first game, but they were rare, only being used in parts where you would actually need it. Now they're in every level with Cyber Demons, which just becomes a little silly after one or two encounters. So, the story. It's pretty basic. The demons have moved from Mars to Earth, and the humans have moved from Earth to Mars. Then you go from Mars to Earth, then all the way to Hell, and oh boy, the city levels. Those darn city levels. They're huge, and the amount of enemies in some of these are ridiculous, with rather poor level design in most of them. But when you manage to get to Hell, the levels improve quite a bit. The game ends with a very fun and difficult boss fight. It's more of an enemy gauntlet with a big wall you have to shoot. It's a lot cooler when you actually play it. You beat the boss by pumping rockets into its exposed brain. After the wall dies, you get a little story dump about how there are no more demons until the spin-off on the Nintendo 64, and Doom 3, and Doom 2016, and Doom Eternal, and the 2 movies, and the VR spin-off, and Sigil, and Plutonia, and TNT Evolution, and the Master Levels, and the Ancient Gods. Pretty cool, huh? Thanks for watching. Thanks again to Reborn as well for the intro music. The reason I didn't review Doom 64 in this video is because I couldn't find a bundle that had Doom 4 to 63, so once I can, I'll review all those ones. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and if you hated this video, please learn to eat meat, you goofy vegetarian. Have a good one.